Hey everyone, it's Alvaro and sorry.
My name's not sorry, it's B. We're here for another episode of Lucha por Lucha.
We have a very special guest. A guest who we constantly talk about. Almost every episode that we've had, we talk about this guest. And before we get there, let's talk a little bit about how our last few weekends have been. Because I heard, me dijo un pajarito que you and my wife have been busy bees lately.
We have. I think we've only gone, we've gone to two since then. I don't know.
Two shows?
I can't remember. But this last one was the TWL.
TWL, the wrestling league. What was your favorite match?
I want to say the one with Reason and Chris Austin because it was my first time seeing a hardcore match. Right? That's what they're called.
See, hardcore? What kind of weapons did they use?
There was chairs or a chair, a table. They used beer cans to the head.
Oh, my God.
There was blood.
Wow.
There was a wig.
You know, Mel and I went to Seattle for some AEW action, went to Collision, and we were out there for the very first Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. And, man, Seattle is beautiful. Around this time, the weather, very, very nice. Así como que it wasn't too hot. Salía el sol, pero estaba fresco también. Like, it was nice and cool. We went out to a few bars, got kicked out of one. But that's just because I just had to, I can't say too much. I don't want to say too much. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. You know, I'm a bad boy. That's it. You know, I'm a bad boy, and they knew it. You know, I'm not bad to the bone like some of our friends out there. Shout out to Blackheart.
You littered. That's why they didn't let you in. You're loitering.
No, it was a great time. We had a great time. We met up with some friends, and I can't wait to do it again because, yeah, Seattle's nice. But anyways, enough about us. Let's talk about our guest. So on this episode of Lucha por Lucha, we have Danny Chance, the owner and trainer of New Breed School of Wrestling and also New Breed Wrestling. And, the thing about Danny Chance is I've known him for a very, very long time. When he first started training, he was just a teenager, and I've seen him grow both as a performer and as a man throughout the years. And you guys will hear a lot about that, what it took for him to open up his eyes to certain situations and things like that, how he persevered, how he pushed hard. Being a promoter as he is, like, it's not the easiest thing to do. Like, it takes balls to run a business the way he's doing it. So, yeah, we welcome you to sit back, relax, and listen to some Lucha por Lucha with Danny Chance. Do I press the red button? Okay, Danny, so we're going to open these Broken Skull IPAs together. Ready? Uno, dos, tres. You say you haven't had these before?
No, I haven't.
Let me try.
I've tasted worse, but this is good. This is good.
That's what you want to hear. I've tasted worse.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, I do like this.
It's like strong, pero it's smooth.
Tiene sabor.
Yeah.
So estas, we started finding them at HEB's in Austin, and then in San Antonio, y así. And Mel was out there in San Antonio, and she called me, and she's like, hey, you want me to take you some? Por favor. So yeah, some Broken Skull IPAs. We're not sponsored yet. But
Oh, I heard the last couple of podcasts. You might get a sponsor with New Breed.
hey, you never know. You never know. We might. You know what?
We've mentioned you like in every episode, no?
It's been crazy. Yeah, I'm all like, when am I gonna come on? When am I gonna come on?
It's tough, man. It's tough because like we have this idea of what we want, but then at the same time we're like, oh, we've done too much of this. What if we change it up a bit? So we're still trying to figure it out.
No, of course.
No, but it's funny how unintentionally your name always comes up.
Yeah.
Like, and we'll talk more about it, but I've always felt like overlooked. Like throughout my entire journey, I feel like I was overlooked, and because I was overlooked by great men before me, and my want and desire to be the very, very best, that only opened when you guys stepped away, and there were shoes to be filled, and there was no one else that stepped up, and so I was the one that, luckily, got chosen and picked to go to certain places and wrestle certain promotions, and then I just kind of started to play, and I hit it out of the park, I think. So yeah.
But Danny, you started off really young, right? Like as far as like actually wrestling, having your matches and everything.
Yeah, I had just turned 17. Like when I was 16, I had my first training, 17 was like, all right, now you're full on like training.
Okay, so take us back. Talk to us about like your first memories of wrestling. That's something that we ask everyone that's on the show, and everyone's story is different yet still like very similar. They still connect.
I think like many people, I grew up watching wrestling, and it's all thanks to my dad. My dad, who was showing my older sister Veronica, my older brother Ray. And then when I was born, 5 years later, they already had wrestling in their blood. So when I was a kid, I was watching the WrestleManias. Of course, I don't remember, but being there at in Chicago, seeing The Rock, and then the Candies, and they'd be driving the limousine out from the arena, the stadium or whatever, and they're tossing out stuff. We saw Bret Hart and like other people, but again, I was so young, I don't really remember it. But like it's there, it happened, and I just was in love with professional wrestling from like birth, basically.
So you're a second generation wrestling fan.
Yeah. Oh, easily, yeah.
So okay, so you lived in Chicago, and your dad would take you guys to the shows?
Yeah, he took us to a couple of Monday Night Raws. I don't remember, like, people were talking about WCW. I don't remember WCW, like, at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know Jericho, Dean, and all these guys that came. I did not know that. I was just watching The Rock and Stone Cold. And my favorite, of course, Jeff Hardy.
So you're in Chicago. You're young to where you don't remember everything, but do you remember when you decided that you wanted to be involved and actually do it?
I think I was like 13, 14, looking up like on the dial-up. Back in the day we had like LimeWire and stuff. So we had dial-up, and I remember trying to find a wrestling school on MySpace or something. I forgot what I know. I had MySpace, but I was trying to find something in Chicago, and I was 13, 14 or whatever. I was just too young. And then we came down from Chicago to Corpus to the Valley, and then we got here. My brother was already living here with my uncle Reggie, and they found your ad on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And they went to the first training with the guys, the vets, Vermin, Shooter, Jim, Ramones, Jovan, I think was there maybe.
Yeah.
And then the following week, I showed up with them because they had asked for permission. They're like, oh, well, yeah, sure, why not? And so, yeah.
See, man. So I remember Reggie, and dude, Reggie's facials. I remember, like we would be striking him, and he reminded me of Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, like when he would yell or when he would like get scared and stuff. And then you came aboard, and you were young, dude, and you were the youngest one.
Yeah.
For a long
sure.
time.
For like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How was it like training with your brother alongside him?
Fun. Training with Ray and the New Breed guys, the rest of them, Matt, Ryan, Eric. The four of us pushed each other, and quickly when they finally said, "Hey, Pablo, like stop coming to training because you're distracting Danny," and he stopped. That's when I started growing a lot faster, I guess, like getting better, and I started taking it more serious. I wasn't just laughing, joking around, whatever. And with my brother there protecting me and making sure nothing was happening, I just learned faster, and they wanted me to ref. After refing a few times, being in the ring with the guys, I'm like, "Oh, that's what they're doing. Oh, I can hear that." And then one day someone didn't show up, and they're like, "You're gonna wrestle." And I wrestled over on 7 Mile and Tom Gill.
Was that at Peñitas?
And Tom Gill, I was gonna say, I know
you
Tom
guys have
Gill.
family there.
Yeah,
no?
we have family in Peñitas.
Yeah, that's where I had my first wrestling match where there was no roof.
Those shows, I think they started at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
Like, they were late shows on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Something like
Something
that.
like that.
It was on a school night for sure.
So your first show was just unplanned? Like it wasn't planned for you to be a part of it?
No. Like I told my wife this, and honest to God, I think it's so true. I've taken too many bumps that I don't remember a lot of things already, and I'm only 29. And like I don't know what days it was. I don't even remember what training days we had. I just know it was 7 to 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I know just being there, training, it sucked. The ring sucked. I remember somebody lost a brick or hit someone with the brick one time.
Oh, shit.
I think that was there.
Damn.
And it was a great experience, but overall it was just a weird ride.
But those shows were BYOB.
Yeah.
And people
Fun.
would get rowdy. Very rowdy. Pues imagínate ahí en
Peñitas. Yeah, oh my God.
And Danny
Yeah.
and Danny was like they were bringing him in
I was still
the
17.
old school way.
I was still 17.
Oh,
The
wow,
old
you're
school way.
way
Like
dumb.
they had him like paying his dues by being a ref first.
Mm-hmm.
Like being a ref so you could be around the environment without the pressure of having this badass match or this one-on-one match. You start off as a ref to pick up on things, and that's what you were saying that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
When you were training around that time, what would you say was your biggest challenge?
Staying focused, but also being young and dumb, I was underage drinking cigarettes, drinking beer, being stupid, smoking cigarettes, being stupid, making bad decisions. If I had just taken it more serious from the get-go, like Jolly did, like when I met him in high school in Corpus, he just loved professional wrestling. And that's where I met him, when he was a skinny kid, like super skinny. And then he was like, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm like, yeah, whatever, go for it. But like, that's how I view it, how like if I hadn't done all these dumb things and I would have just gone to the gym at a young age, that's where I could have been, you know, like a head start in the wrestling.
But you also have to take a look at the environment that was around you, because your coaches, your own trainers were the ones drinking after matches and smoking before and after matches and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you become a product of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then once we started running regularly at Cine El Rey, like what was it like for you, being that you were probably the only one in high school still?
Yeah, I couldn't make it to certain setups or turdowns. Like I couldn't stay late, or I couldn't get there early because of school, whatever. I remember Ray always having to be my ride, or if he had to be there to help set up the ring, and I couldn't make it or whatever, like stuff like that. It's just I didn't get to pay my dues like every time. But I mean, even to this day, I'm paying my dues, obviously.
Yeah, dude.
So
paying your dues, like it doesn't really stop, and there'll be times where there's other people that are doing enough to where maybe you don't have to, lend a hand or whatever, but that's when it's like that, that's good, because that means you have enough support. The support system is there.
Yeah. Everybody helps out right now. Like, thank God everybody's been helping out at the school. Talking with Jesus recently, everything especially with training, it's like up and down. It's taking ways. Sometimes, like at the very beginning, we had like one student. So who's paying the rest of the rent? Well, me, my wife, and my brother. And then we have a lot of students. Okay, we could pay rent and then have leftover money. And then, we made the expense of getting a ring mat, or, we're buying new turnbuckles, we're buying new ropes and stuff like that. And then what happens the next week, some people quit and then we're short again. It's like, well, there we are again. It's really up and down. But thank God right now I have been so blessed and so lucky that this group has stayed together, stood together, and they're growing together. They help out every show. Like this is like I still work like with everything, but it's lighter on my end, and I get to find like my shows get the rest a little more,
Dude, because I mean, it's a lot of pressure to run these shows, because you got to think about the stories, you got to think about who's compatible with one another, you got to think about the crowd, the audience, like what kind of audience are you going to have, and that's something that not a lot of people really think about. It's like they think you just put a show together by putting these guys, that's match one, and that's match two. No, there's a process that goes behind everything.
Yeah, so does like all of that fall on you, or is that something you try to collaborate with your students? How does that work?
As far as putting the matches together?
Putting the matches
that's all
like
me.
the storyline, all of that.
Joe would know if when you start off, you really don't know everything, or you don't know like they don't know the ideas or the plans behind the scenes. Where I already have shows from like, it was like July till October. I had every show done. And so when I backed out, I was like, well, I got to make little edits and little tweaks. But as far as them, like, oh, I have this awesome idea, and I hear it, I'm all like, oh, bro, like that's so cringe. Like, why? Like, no, don't do that. But as far as them like learning and stuff, like I'll put I always put, if I can, a rookie and a vet, so the rookie can learn from the veteran. Which I thank God I have like guys like Pete Payne that can do that for me right now. Paul, my heavyweight champion, James is doing very well at that role now. He really stepped up in the last year since we've been at the Landmark on Tower. He stepped up a lot. Mooncat también. So it's less for me to do. I've been trying since the beginning of this year to have more guys debut and more guys be ready to wrestle, so that I can take a step back, so give my body finally a break, and then let them do all the matches. I can just be a fan and yelling, and enjoying it, just running the show and just not taking any more bumps. Because I want to take a freaking break, and I told you that. Like, I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. But
you do deserve a little break, man. You've been going hard
12
for
years strong.
12 years.
Yeah, and you're doing the physical work and everything behind the scenes, so I can imagine that's overwhelming.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And then a baby on the way.
Yeah,
bills,
a baby on the
got
way.
a truck, and all this stuff, and
which are
crazy.
good stresses to have.
Yes, they said it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that when we had that. That's true.
Yeah.
Good stresses.
And it makes me wonder, like, you have these young students training with you. You're not even 30 yet. Like, you're under 30 years old. How do you see these students compared to what you were at, where you were at, like, at the same time frame that they've been training?
So I think they're much farther along. I would say they're at a better spot because WR didn't have the eyes on the product when we started.
Yeah.
Whereas New Breed now, thanks to WR and everything, there's a lot of eyes on this product. So with the eyes on the product, with me pushing them and like never giving up on them, and they'll all tell you if you ask them, like I've been their hardest coach from grade school, high school till now, like in their entire lives. I'm the one that's on their ass, like the hardest, because I expect better from them. I can see it in them. I tell them, when you look in the mirror, you see yourself now. I see you from 5 years from now, from 10 years from now. I see where your character can go, where your body can take you. If you're scared, you just know you're scared now, but I believe in you. So we'll work to where I see you, but you got to let go of that fear and put your faith in me, and I will get you to the promised land, basically.
Yeah.
And then from there, they'll, my goal for them is to just not stay at New Breed, like go to reality wrestling or to Dustin's school, like Galvan did, or wherever they want to go. But like I just want to get the foundation going, like the building blocks. And from here, I push them to go and get more bookings.
Yeah. Which is different than what
we
experienced.
Yes, I was on the. In your stories, I was always on the other side because I was with the majority of the group.
Yeah.
But if I saw it now through these eyes, I would have been on your side from the beginning. Like, What are you talking about? Why aren't we growing? Why aren't we working with these people? Why aren't we expanding? Why aren't we trying to do more than just Cine Rey? Because they got complacent. And no offense, because I love them, But they just got complacent. Whereas me and my guys, or just me and myself, I don't wanted to just stay at one venue or two venues. I've been looking out. I've been in talks with other people, and I'm can't announce them, but we have more places lined up, more venues lined up, and we're not going to just stay in Alamo or in Mission. So yeah, 2024.
That's a beautiful way to think about it, especially coming from where we were at like years before.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I understand it, man, because we there's a sense of pride to build your homegrown promotion with your local dudes, but a great way to expand that is to move around, to wrestle here, wrestle over there, wrestle for these guys, bring some of their guys down here, to keep the people invested too. Fresh faces work.
Yeah, I agree. And I told my guys, it doesn't matter, like if it's me booking you or if it's any other promotion, say yes, but say your rate. Like you must have a rate. And, if they say yes, then go for it. Like, I don't care. Like, cause the more bookings each individual gets, the better for me. Because when they ask them, or if they ask that person, where did you train, or where do you wrestle at next? The next show is every 2 weeks apart. Oh, New Breed. Oh, New Breed. Oh, I train at New Breed School of Wrestling. So it's better for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm pushing them, like go get your bookings. But only the ones that are ready to do it.
When do you think that mindset changed in you?
I think I saw something in Blackheart. I saw something in Mooncat. And then Calavera had just taken off to Houston because of work. He worked with his dad. Yeah. And they went to Houston. I told him, I talked to Raxo, I talked to Lowrider about getting like lucha training up there because he's one of my guys that just wears a mask. And I taught him everything that I could teach him. I brought Principe over to help sometimes, and some other luchadors like Black Cat Jr. to help out a couple times. But it was up there where I saw them. I was like, what am I doing? Telling them like, no, like, don't, like, just wrestle for me. Like, and it was kind of like that, but also because it's kind of like, no, like, I'm going to take you to Laredo because I got bookings in Laredo. Or I'm going to take you to Mississippi because I got bookings in Mississippi, or San Antonio, or Harlingen. Yeah. But it's because I was taking along with me. But when it changed, I was like, I saw something and I was like, no, get your own. Yeah. Go spread your wings. And, James was already working with Dan, Lieutenant Dan, and I was like, yes. And then it just clicked. I don't know, it just clicked. It's better for them, better for me, better for the new eyes on the product, that they see there's a lot of avenues and not just one path to like getting from here, like A to B. There's so many stops in between. And so, yeah.
And wrestling's so peculiar. Is that how you say it? Peculiar. That's the one. It's so strange.
There you go.
So strange
that weird.
Wrestling's that weird because it's like you're wrestling for a promotion, for a federation, for a company. That's a business. But you yourself are your own independent business, your own personal small business that you have to promote yourself, along with the promotion that you're working for. And these promotions, they contract these individual contractors, and that's who they book. So, and then like there is that mindset with a lot of people, with some people, where it's like you can't wrestle for anyone else but me. And I get it, because you want to build your company. However, you have to let these kids also build their own business, so that way when they come back to you, there's more eyes on your product.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's why it clicked. Again, some time ago, it just clicked. When I saw in James, when I saw in Mooncat and Calavera, I was like, there needs to be more.
Yeah.
And so when they were, asked to go somewhere else, go. Just as long as you give them your rate and that matches it, you're good. Because the worst thing that could ever happen is if you grow and you wrestle and there's no pay.
Yeah.
And like that sucks. So.
I was talking to a wrestler just yesterday, and we were talking about his fee and all this stuff, like trying to crunch numbers, see what would be right and whatnot. And I spoke to my wife. I was talking to Mel and letting her know, like, it's, we didn't have anybody to tell us what's right and wrong, so we were kind of like winging it. And I'm glad that I talked to some of these wrestlers now and let them know, like, hey, man, don't cut yourself short. If they want to book you, like, they'll book you. And if they say no, maybe it's not worth going out there for what they were offering. And that's just the way it is. Like, you have to start somewhere, and there's always room for negotiation. If you tell somebody your fee and they don't come back at you, then, there's some communication that needs to happen. Like, if they can't do it, you have to understand también.
Yeah, I agree.
No, and some people are going to take advantage of you not knowing your worth.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's important too, like, if you do accept the booking, like, for a certain amount of money, like, whether you like that fee, that number or not, if you accept it, you go out there and do the best job you can. That happened to me in San Antonio once. I accepted a fee that I wasn't comfortable with, pero pues I ended up going. At the end of the show, the promoter came and gave me more because some people didn't show up, so he had extra. But because he was so happy with my performance, he told me that his father used to wrestle, his mom was in the audience, and that she was crying because I reminded her of his father or something, Yeah. And that was my first time working as a heel.
Yeah.
So, like, it made me feel really good, but that just goes to show, like, if you go and just give it your all, you never know. Your luck may change.
Yeah. Josh Newell from BIW, he's every time I've gone and I've just done a little bit extra, he throws extra money away. And I'm all like, you don't have to. And he's like, no. For you and the missus. For you and the missus. Every time, it's for you and the missus.
That's awesome.
And, and he always takes care of, like, me. I love that guy. And I can't wait to be back if I go back. But I do plan on going back after my break. But, yeah, to go back to Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana for him.
What were your goals like? I know they probably have changed throughout the years, but what were your goals when you first came in, when you first started wrestling regularly?
At Cien Rey, my goal was to be better than the New Breed guys.
Okay.
And then from there, my goal was to have the best matches.
Explain what the New Breed guys are.
Me, Matt Riot, Ray Knight, my brother, and Eric Shadows. We were the core four. For me, it was to be better than them, but again, I always had the feeling of being overlooked. I always was overlooked, and that's fine because it made me who I am today. And now I don't have any sympathy or remorse for, like, myself. Like, overlook me, I don't care. Feel bad for me, don't feel bad for me, I don't care no more. Like, I'm my own man now. I'm 29. I can hold my own. Like, I'm good. I'm way past all this old stuff. So for me, it was just being better than the rest of them. Like, no offense, I love these guys, but I want to be better than them. And then from there, it was having the best matches, which was very hard because I had guys like yourself, Danny Ramones, JC, Justin Vermin were killing it. Creed was killing it. And then you and Matt had that crazy match that one time at Downfall. And I was like, great, there goes the whole match of the year right there. And then eventually it was, instead of, I guess, having the best matches to having the best effects with the crowd, but it was hard because I had you there, you and Coven there. And then I guess after a while, I was slowly but surely, a leadership role was getting thrown onto me when people were stepping out or stepping down, or however you want to say. There was times where the leader of the locker room would change, or the owner would change, whatever. And still being young and dumb, not knowing the effect my words had on people or my attitude had on different people, especially the newer ones coming in, like Pete Payne, Richard Reason, Sean Jones, whatever, Khan, Cole, stuff like that. I did not know my effect on these guys until I got older, and I realized when they're saying, or for example, Pete Payne quoted me from what I said to him 4 years ago. And I was like, bro, you're still hanging on to that? And I was like, no, that's my fault. I shouldn't have said what I said or how I said it. And I learned, like, very hard. Like, it hit me straight in the nose. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I have to be the bigger man and apologize to you face to face. Like, I was in the wrong for so many things. And then I had to tell him, my standpoint on stuff. So back to the question. And then it changed from best matches to having the best effects with the fans, but it was so hard. One moment sticks out to me I don't know if you've ever told him. It was you versus ASF. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
It was him versus ASF. I don't know if we told you guys this. And Lieutenant Dan was your manager?
My manager.
Your
Yeah,
manager.
He came out with me.
He came out with you. And that match was so sick. Like, it was great. And I'm all into it. I'm up on the balcony. Me and my wife are cheering. My girlfriend, fiance at the time, we're cheering and everything. And then Coven comes out because Lieutenant Dan somehow hands you a chair, or who a chair?
He pulled. So Dan, I was about to win.
Yeah.
And Dan pulled the ref right as he was about to count to 3.
Ah, there we go.
And
Yes.
I was in this state of confusion and shock. And while I'm in shock, that's when he hands ASF a chair.
Yes. So ASF has his chair. Coven comes out. The crowd erupts because Coven's back.
And Coven's my partner.
And he's your partner. And he takes the chair away from ASF. ASF, little kid, you know. And he's like he's so tiny and small compared to you giants.
And he's on his knees.
And then he's on his knees and he's begging. And then my wife, yeah, hit him. And I'm like, come on, Coven. And I already know. And I was like, yeah. I'm watching
You're
her.
ready,
I'm
you're
watching
ready.
her reaction and everything. And then the chair shot hits, bang,
Smack.
right to your back. I
Yeah, on
believe.
my head.
On your
Right
head,
on
on
my
your
head.
head, on your head, on
Boom.
your head.
Shit.
And the whole crowd, boo! Like the walls shook. The balcony, the floor beneath me shook. It was so loud that night. And I was like, bruh, like that's storytelling. That's storytelling.
The element of surprise, the swerve, bro.
It was awesome. It was awesome in
I
that
heard
moment.
that.
I have that moment locked in my brain like forever. No matter how many bumps I take. I'm gonna
You know,
remember.
and that was Bandana Joe's last match.
Yes.
Bandana Joe died on that night.
I
or
was
at
there,
least
front and center.
Went on hiatus afterwards.
That crowd was hot.
The children were crying. They thought
Aw.
you were dead.
That's how I. I remember one of my friends messaged me. He's like, "Bro, it looked like you were having a seizure when they were pulling you out to the back." Well, because like that's how I was selling
Yeah.
it, you know. And, but
freaked
like
out.
it felt like a great moment to me because it was so real, and it's funny how real it was. Like it legitimately mirrored what was going on in real life. Like I was hurting, I was banged up. I needed to step away, and Dan needed to go in a new direction. So did COVID.
But
And-
the thing about it is that you guys were traveling. You guys were on social media, and everybody would follow you guys. Any promo, any area that you guys were at, from here to Laredo to San Antonio, wherever you guys were at, y'all would cut promos, and it was like constantly like a reminder, like we're a team, and it was like years because there was a time where you and Coven were going against the Nightmares of Pain,
Yeah.
and that was going everywhere.
Yeah.
So like. It wasn't just like, oh, it's a 1 month thing, 4 shows. Like, no, because we were running weekly. It was like a year going further and further, or however long it was. And then it built to this point where you needed a break. And it just worked out so smoothly. Like, honestly, God, it was
But
so weird.
he and I stepped away from WR together.
Yeah.
And then we came back
Yeah.
together. So we were doing a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Wrestling around Texas and all that. But speaking of wrestling around Texas, like you've been on the move lately too. Like in the past several years,
Yeah.
you've been making the moves that back when I was active, like you weren't quite making just yet. You had just started. When I think I went to one BWI show with you.
You went to BIW to
BIW.
we went to Louisiana, yeah,
See.
and we were in the gymnasium, yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a lot of fun. We traveled together.
Yeah.
We heard a ghost.
Yes. Oh yes,
was-
that story.
Was it a whistle? or was it a
I've
interested.
told that story so many times on the road with anybody new that came with us. Like Blackheart heard this story, Matt heard this story. Like so many people that were on the road with us heard this story. Right?
Was DeMay in the back seat?
We were in my Volvo, right? We were in
Yeah,
my Volvo. I was driving. You were in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
DeMay was right behind me, and we went through like north of Houston out to Louisiana and we stopped at a gas station. We needed to get drinks, fill up, whatever, get snacks. We're going back home already, and we're going through a small town, and we hear like a like whatever, and I'm just like,
The radio was off.
the radio
right?
was off, but it's because I had the windows lowered a little bit because
See.
the AC would come and go, and I ignored it. I think you ignored it. My wife said something. Or one of you two said something first.
One of us said something. It might have been me because
Yeah.
I'm very into that stuff, like the paranormal. And when I said it, your wife's like, I've been hearing it too.
Yes, and I was like, I thought I was the only one. I was like, what the heck? So eventually, we roll up the windows, and we still hear it. And then, like in my mirror, I could see like the back seat, but I could have swore I saw someone behind me. And I told you guys, and my wife was like, yeah, like. We all had a feeling someone was right behind me,
Yes.
like right here. And the noise didn't stop. We lowered it back down. It got louder. We had crossed over like a lake. And then that's when we were like, well, what do you hear? And I hear a whale, whatever. You heard
I heard singing.
Singing.
I was singing. I was
Hell
hearing
no.
like church songs,
Yeah.
like a woman singing, like a lullaby. Almost.
and my wife heard a baby kind of like crying, like sombering. Like it was like so like low.
weird.
So when one of you two get on your phone, because I'm driving.
Your wife.
My wife gets on her
I'll
phone.
search it.
And in that town, way back in the day, a mom with her child in the back. It was raining or snowing, whatever. They were on that same bridge that we were crossing. Semi was kind of in the middle of the road, and they swerved off and died in the lake below. And like people were saying like this is what happened back in the 19 something, and it was like a superstition, like a ghost like story, like La Llorona or whatever. But it literally happened
in that town.
That's
wild.
And so people were like saying like on like stories whatever, like you'll hear her crying, you'll hear her baby crying, you'll hear like the water effect or whatever, and
You'll hear her soothing her
like,
baby.
different-
Yeah,
You'll hear her soothing.
Yes.
So you were all
soothing the
hearing
baby.
like the different things.
Yes.
That's crazy,
Yes.
but not hearing what
I just got goosebumps
Yeah.
because
I was
like
gonna
it's
say,
true
this
because
sounds so
I
cool.
heard the singing, his wife heard the baby,
And I was
he
just
heard
hearing
the monster.
I was
behind
hearing
it all.
something. I was like, "What is like this low bass, like gurgling sound?" I guess, and it's just all connected. And as soon as we left on the other side of that bridge, it was gone.
Yeah,
it stopped.
Yeah, as soon as we left the town.
As soon as we left the town, we got on the other side. We were back into Texas, I guess, and it was just gone. And we never go to that road again. Whenever it's to north of Houston, we go either through Shreveport. We go to there, or we'll go like all the way around. We won't ever go to that back road again. Never.
Y te
Never.
dicen por qué, Danny, porque ya espantan.
Es que ya
Es
asustan.
que- Yes, that's-
It's scary.
But see, I would be the buzzkill in that situation because I'd be like, it's nothing. But I would be the first person to die in a scary movie.
Be like, Mel,
Because
get
I'd be
off.
like, no, that's like, there's probably a concert far away. We're probably hearing like the bass or whatever. That would be
I'm-
me.
I'm
That's
like
why
that
I would
too.
die. That's why I would die first.
I'm like that with my wife. We'll hear like thumping on the walls. We're like, what the hell is that? Like, what's going on? And then other times, like we're just watching TV, the fans are off and everything, and just like something falls off the counter, and we're freaking out now. And so a lot of spooky stuff happens around us. And so I'm like, it's you, like, and like it's like it's the fan, it's the vent, it's something like you unlocked it. Oh no, or, like I'm always like, it's just the walls or.
Yeah.
But she's always superstitious about that. Like, oh, it's the ghosties.
I used to be super like Mel, where there's obviously something that's making that happen. But then I was like, that's not fun.
It's more, yeah, it's more fun to believe in it.
I like to be like, ooh, something's happening that we don't know. about.
Alvaro's the weenie with us.
I'm not the weenie. I'm the one that goes and checks. I'm
You're the one that-
afraid,
what was
but
that
I'll still
sound?
do
With
it.
your
Like,
ass
it's the
clenched.
house settling.
I'm
it's
asking
an old
because
ass
it's
house.
I'm curious and it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah,
It's-
one time
it's
we were sleeping and it was like midnight or like 1 a.m, whatever. And for some reason the Roomba turned on in the living room, and I hadn't like put everything away from the show. So the Roomba goes whatever, and we're knocked out, and then I hear a loud like bang, and I'm all like, oh shit. And I, babe, wake up, get off me. Like, I think, and I hear noises. I hear the whatever, and I'm hearing noise, and she hears it too. And she's like, what is it? I'm like, I think someone's in the fucking house. Like, what the fuck? And I would have heard the bing from like the alarm, but nothing happened. So I get up, I get my knife, my fucking giant ass Bowie knife, and I go open the door, and I hear the Roomba. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? And like, my heart was racing and everything, and what fell over and knocked over a steel chair. And it made a loud bang.
Damn.
Damn.
And I was like, I put the steel chair in one of the rooms. I was like, screw this.
On this side of town, all we hear is gunshots.
Yeah, just last
Police
night.
sirens.
Just last night, the neighbors, dude, we're in a neighborhood. I can spit across and it lands on your house. We're that close.
Yeah.
You're shooting.
Got to keep the property values
Low.
Gee,
Yeah.
Keep it low. Good for everyone.
Mel had
Taxes.
a question. Mel was curious about something that she wanted to ask.
Oh, yeah. What is up with putting on free shows? Why free?
Well, I didn't want to do it in the first place. When I talked to Roy from the Landmark, I was like, how do you mean free? Like, how can we do this? And he was like, crunch your numbers and get back to me, and we'll run a free show. Like, I don't want to charge. I don't charge here. And I was like, what do you mean crunch your numbers? And so I was like, okay. So me and my wife were like talking, like, what do we tell them? It's all about like knowing your rate, and I don't know the rate of the show. Like, it's my first time doing it
Well,
like
see,
this.
you're new to this.
I'm not an I told all the guys and all the people that want to come in and train or whatever, I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm a wrestler. I'm this. I'm not a promoter. I have to do this job now. But like all this other stuff, I don't know. So we crushed the numbers. We gave him the amount, and he's like, okay, like we'll do that. Let's sign the contract, whatever. And so that was our first taste of it, and it was such a big turnout. And we were like, what's up with the word free? Because this is crazy. And then we did a second show for him, and it was a good turnout. And then we did our first show at 5x5 free. They had a big turnout too. And then we go back to the landmark, and I told him like, hey, like, I've always wanted to do more shows. Like my goal is to run weekly. Like that's my goal now. So some months I'm doing 3 shows, or a lot of these months I'm doing 2 shows a month, right? Which is at the landmark. But some months I'm doing 3 shows, some months I'm doing 4 shows. Like that's what I'm gonna do. As we on and off, but my whole goal is to do 4 shows. I want it to be 2 at the landmark and the other 2 somewhere else. Like I don't care where, but just somewhere else. Yeah. So it's through him, and then with 5 at 5, and then we went back to Roy. Let's do 2 shows a month, and he's like, fine. And we just noticed that everybody can get paid. Like we're good. The school gets, or the promotion gets money. We're fine. Obviously, I don't get any money. That's okay. I'm paying my dues. I'm still paying my dues. I don't touch fucking anything. I guess it's better for the family members because if they have to pay to cut in, pay for the food, pay for the drinks, like it's a lot of money already. Yeah. Whereas it's free, pay for the pizza, pay for the beer or the soft drinks, nachos, and it's a free show. You're no longer cooped up in your house. You know, maybe the movies are too expensive. Maybe the circus or the fair, it's expensive. Going to the mall, like, hey, no, like, this week we'll go to the show, and that way you just spend like $30-$40 on some food. And so, yeah, that's how it came about. And it's all thanks to Roy. So thank you, Roy. And and like from him and through his ideals and all that, it became something that I'm putting like everywhere. Whenever I contact venues, this is my like this is the goal. This is the plan. And then it's from there we talk prices and negotiate. But yeah, so.
Y según tú, you're not an entrepreneur.
No, I'm not. No.
No, but I mean, it's been great seeing you from back when I met Alvaro, started going to WR at Cine. And I remember you and Matt Riot were like doing a big thing. Like I felt like you guys were some of the bigger stars. But, Thank you. But seeing you going from, like you said, being overlooked over there, and now it's like you're doing all this, and like with the big crowds at Unmark, it's awesome. Like seeing.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to my wife's cousin Brianna. She was the one that said, "Why don't you try them?" Because she's out from Alamo, and that's when we made that first reach out and connection, and we started talking. And through him, like he taught me more or less how to like talk to business like venues, how to like say certain words, like certain phrases, I guess, to make it sound better. Like a better package. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It just sounds better, I guess. And yeah, he sort of took me under his wing, sort of not, because like, you know, he understands like I'm doing him a good, like I'm bringing him people, you know, I'm making him money, which is perfect. Because I always want to make my goal now is to make the venue money. Like I obviously, you know, I want to do 4 shows and all that stuff, but like on the backside of it, I want to make the venue as much money as they can. So if I say, give me this amount of money and we say it's free, trust me, we'll get you 200 people or whatever, because sometimes obviously some shows we have a lot, some shows it's like 100 or whatever, but if I can get them enough time to promote, enough time to do I guess plan ahead, I can make them money. And I've seen it because I've been told how much I made, and I'm all like awesome, and I'm like I only got this much. But I mean, again,
stop telling me.
Yeah, but it's a feel good feeling because I knew where I once started, and after failing, you know, so yeah.
Danny, I wanted to ask you, like, I know you mentioned earlier how you used to be the type that would like say things that may come off hurtful and without realizing.
Yeah.
And I remember back then, like, no tenías pelos en la lengua, dude. Like, if you had something on your mind, you would say it, and sometimes it would come off harsh, and people took that as you being an asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
Pero I don't see that anymore. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Like, I'm very proud of you, dude, because of how much you've grown, like, from day one, from the moment I saw you, from the first days at training, to you jumping off from speakers at Cine El Rey, which these girls haven't heard of, which you can tell them right now after this. Pero like, how do you think past you would react to in this situation? Like, you didn't want to do free shows, right? But you're learning that it's being beneficial. Like, there's a benefit to it. How do you think you would have reacted back then compared to now? Like, because it seems like you've got this handled really well.
So if you're talking to like the 18-year-old Danny Chance, when you're not there, like you're no longer there at that year, that time frame, I was all WR, ride or die. So if I would have seen or heard about me in the future running shows, taking over, changing the name, I would not like this version of me. I would say, who the fuck are you? That's not the Danny Chance that I'm going to grow up to be, because I'm WR like in the heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are my guys, these are my people. And even though I was an asshole and I would say things that came off the wrong way, or like I meant in the best way, but like it just came off wrong, like just the tone, the verbiage and stuff.
Being that you're saying, like, you would probably think this of you, it's not very positive.
Yeah.
So how would you try to, like, how would you talk to yourself? What would you say?
I guess I would just tell him just to stop and like believe in the process. Like, you're gonna fail. You're gonna make enemies. You're gonna get stabbed in the back so many fucking times. You're gonna cry.
Yeah.
But you're gonna stick with it, and you're gonna grow. And then watch yourself become a man. And my wife helped me through all that. My family helped me out with all that because I was overlooked, and I was like, I guess I don't know. I wasn't like seeking attention. Being overlooked, you know. My wife never overlooked me. My dad never stopped believing me. My brother, my sister, my mom, like, they never stopped believing me. My wife never stopped believing me. And from them uplifting me, and, you know, my dad, God rest his soul, like, him raised me who I am to be today. That is why I'm able to do what I'm doing. And I guess I would tell myself, just, you're going to fail. Don't worry about it. Stay strong. You're going to be a man one day.
You know, and your dad was very much a big supporter, like, of you and your brother. I would see him numerous times at shows. Over at your wedding, man, he was in such a good mood. He was so happy, so proud of you. Like, he came outside when we were outside having a smoke out there. Mm-hmm. He came outside and started hanging out with us. Always very supportive of not only you but like of everybody.
Yeah, yeah. He loved everyone. He treated everyone like their sons. Like, honestly, he did. And my mom, like, they would like, you know, the guys, oh yeah, come in the house and, you know, whatever, and treat them like family as well. Like, they're super, super supportive of us and through our friends and everything. So yeah, my dad loved wrestling. He loved seeing us wrestle. When he would see me go out of state or out of town, he would just be so happy for me. He would tell me, like, you know, in the messages, like, good luck, you know, drive safely, don't text and drive or whatever. Like, stay awake, make sure, you know, Demay gets enough sleep or whatever, stuff like that.
It's so nice to see you feel like so vulnerable or like to feel so emotional, because I feel when you have your family behind your back and when you have, you know, your core group behind your back, there's literally nothing that can tear you down. Like, nope. Other wrestlers or promoters or whoever's out in that wrestling world, like, there's nothing that's gonna fucking tear you down as long as you have your core people behind you. So it's so nice to see you like get emotional about it and value that, because it's so important.
It sounds like what happened was your mindset changed, because you're saying your wife never overlooked you, your parents never, but you already had that support to begin with.
Yeah.
But you just decided on, okay, but their opinion matters. Mm-hmm. Theirs doesn't. Mm-hmm. It was kind of more of a mindset shift of like what actually matters.
Yeah.
Whose attention matters.
Yeah. And it, like, you know, we talked, and how you said how, like, she changed you. Yeah. My wife changed me. Like, she opened my eyes to certain people, what I do in the ring, what I can think about and like put together, and how long I've been continuous with it and driven and passionate, like all that. Like, I don't think very few people has as much heart as I have for it, especially my pride for the 956, especially because, yeah, I grew up in Chicago, whatever, but I was born in Mexico. So like that Mexican blood, you know, the boxers, they have that. Yeah. I have that feeling with the 956. I have that feeling with Wrestling Revolution, with McAllen, Texas, with Cine Rey, and with my peers. Like, I have that, and I instill that, and I push that to my trainees. I've told people, you know, not like in private, but I've told people like you need to step up. And then they're just like, to them, they're like, oh, like, how dare you? And then they turn around and then they realize, oh shit, Danny's right. And then they step up. And I'm grateful for those guys that took that information and then didn't just like, they picked up the ball and they ran with it. And they stepped up. And so now they do bigger and better things, and I thank them for that.
Talk to us about how that all came together. Like, when was the seed planted, or when did you decide, like, this is a good route to take? Because it takes a lot of balls to open up a wrestling school and to rent out a place without, you know, you started off with no students really and then went off from there.
What's the one thing that's not opening up around here? A wrestling school, professional wrestling school. Well, we got trained. I mean, you got trained at the barn or at the house?
I got trained at Jovan's house.
At Jovan's house. Okay, so the people before me got trained at Jovan's house or at the barn. I got trained with the Newbury guys at the flea market. Or we got training sometimes at Benitas. There was no professional wrestling school here. So my wife was like, hey, you know, you've been doing it for 10 years. You know a lot. I'm like, yeah, I know a lot. But like, They opened a school. I'm like, I don't know that much. Nah, not me. And well, through that and all that, my brother has his bachelor's in business and everything. The three of us kind of came together and we made the funds and everything. And we did the research. We try to do the best pricing and everything. But again, not entrepreneurs. So the first amount we said was way too high. We didn't know. And we learned, we failed at the beginning. We as soon as we got the date, we fell right on our faces. You know what I'm saying? And then we started lowering the prices, and we started getting more students. And then we lower the prices some more and get more students. And then we're at this rate where it's like, this is the perfect rate. People can try it out. They love it, or they try it and it's not for me, but it's okay because it's not a lot or whatever. But it's affordable. It was very hard because we wanted to do the New Breed School of Wrestling. And Serge and Jovan still had Wrestling Revolution. Then the pandemic hit. Like, we were doing shows at CNN, me, Jovan, and Rob Love. It was primarily them. And then the pandemic hit, and they weren't doing any shows. And when we were able to do shows again, Jovan was like, you take the reins. It went from Vermin to Dante to Vermin to Jovan, or Dante again, then to Jovan. Everybody had their breaks and their step-aways and step-downs or whatever. It came down to me. I didn't choose it. I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
He was the one that told me, if you want to do it, here you go. And I'm like, out of what? Like, no. You're the guy. I'm doing this for you. And so it fell on my lap. And just like, I'm not going to just drop the ball. I'm going to pick it up and let's go. We did the first show out in the parking lot at the New Breed School of Wrestling. We did it in the parking lot as WR. And we're doing shows as WR. And it came down to a point where we were asked to either end it all, and that's fine. Close your school, close the promotion, whatever. Everybody just pack the bag and go home. Or do you want to buy Wrestling Revolution from us, but then no longer name it Wrestling Revolution? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I had a part in it. Like, that's my blood too. And well, they had more blood in it, I guess, in the bucket. They outweighed me, and I was like, whatever. I was hurt. I was butthurt for a long freaking time.
I remember you called me.
I was butthurt for a long fucking time, and it pissed me off, and it pissed off.
So what is that about? They didn't want WR to be out there anymore? They wanted to close that chapter?
Yes. Like how Ace said in his podcast, that was that kid.
That
it
was
grew.
their baby.
It reached a very good high climax at Cine Rey, and then it started slowing down, and they were like, let's just end it here. And we want to sell it to you. We want to sell all this stuff to you, except for like a couple of things, which is perfectly fine.
But you had to do something new.
But you have to change it. I'm not gonna let WR die. And so in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna keep it going by as New Breed Wrestling. And then I guess now that the promotion and stuff took on its own life form, so where people were like, oh yeah, that's Wrestling Revolution, and then some guys are saying that's not Wrestling Revolution. This is Wrestling Revolution. But it goes back to what he said. It's like it's out of one promotion came multiple, and LWA, and it's the same thing happened here, and that's perfectly fine, because you'll see certain WR vets wrestling for multiple promotions, or these two promotions, or one promotion. That's fine. That's their choice and everything. I want my guys to wrestle everywhere. It was basically said like, this is what we want to do. This is our baby, not yours. This is your baby. This, like, they were in my warehouse. This is your baby. That's your baby. They pointed at the banner. That is your thing. This is ours. Do you? And take it and go. And that was it. And it hurt. It sucked. And I felt they didn't have trust in me to take it. I don't know. I don't know what their thoughts process, but they were very cordial, and they were very cool with it. It was respectful. And I mean, every now and then I'll hit them up. Like, it's fine. Like, there's nothing anymore. Like, again, that's old.
Do you feel now that it makes sense?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. But it's about being. I think I was like 27, and I mean, I'm 27. You're still kind of young. You're still kind of stupid. So again,
plus you're like dabbling in things that you hadn't done before. So this is all new to you still.
Yeah. Again, I didn't plan to. 17-year-old me, 18-year-old me would not have known to be doing this 12 years later, and then opening up a wrestling school, and then running a promotion, and then booking these. Like, I wouldn't have thought that. I just wanted to wrestle, and now look at me.
And that's on growth.
No,
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
this. I love this. I don't hate it. I love it.
And I remember like when the initial change happened, it was hard for me to distinguish saying WR, or I would say WR when I really meant New Breed. And now New Breed has its own identity.
Yes.
Like, I can separate the two now.
Yeah, WR is a thing of the past.
Yeah, WR, RIP.
And that's fine. Like, and that's like, I love those guys. I have respect for them. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's thanks to them why I think, why you're here, why I'm here, why my brother's wrestling. And so, yeah, like, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. All respect.
You're young. You have a wrestling school. you have students, you have a wife, you have a house, you have a car, you have a baby on the way. But you're under 30. What is your goal, or what do you have in mind for the next few chapters?
2024, I want to do 3 shows, 2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows a month. I want it to grow to where I'm doing every weekend or whatever. I want to do a show. The very next step that's happening is from 2 shows to 3. We're looking to get a new ring. Yeah, we're gonna get a new ring. That way, it's always on the trailer. No more setting it up and tearing it down. And we'll have a practice ring, a training ring. We'll have a ring on the trailer, and that way it's like, hey guys, don't meet me at the school at noon to tear down the ring and put it on the trailer. Hey, meet me at the venue at 3:00. That's 3 hours to just save them. Let's set up the ring. Let's put on the show. Yada yada yada. Hey, show's over at 9:30. Put it on the trailer. Oh, let's go back to school and set up the ring. Be there till 1 a.m. No more. Close it down. Finish at 10:30. Everybody go home. I go put the ring, just load it up, put it in the school, lock the door, lock the garage, and I'm out by 10:30, 10:45, and I get to go home to my wife and my baby.
There you go.
The next steps are ring, doing from 2 shows to 3 shows, 3 shows to 4 shows. Along with the new shows, they're at different venues, obviously. I'm not going to be at the Landmark every time because me and Roy already worked this out to do 2 shows, and that's perfect for me. These other shows are other venues are at different places, different locations in the valley, and not just McAllen, Alamo, whatever. I grow New Breed Wrestling from a 1 city to a 2 city to the RGV. I'm going to be taking this circus act everywhere. I'm going to tell my baby, like my daughter, you have, like by the time you're grown up, you're going to have an empire, princess. You're not going to have a kingdom no more. You're not going to just be running we're not just running one town. We're running everywhere. You're going to see so many wrestlers, and she's going to see everything, So my goal is to build an empire, and that starts 2024.
Dude, when I used to work at Costco, I used to work in the little cell phone booth, and all day long, I'm supposed to be greeting all these Costco members and offering them cell phones. But the entire time, I'd be like all 8 hours on a sheet of paper, I'd be writing down the towns that we should be running at, which talent to use, what days to do it on. And I'm like, if we run weekly, we can hit up Roma the first week of the month. Then by then we'll do Mission or La Jolla by the second week, and then we'll hit up Edinburgh or McAllen by the third week. Then we'll be in Brownsville, Harlingen, or SPI by the fourth week, and we'll hit up the entire valley like that.
Yeah.
And I would write this stuff down, and I remember like there were times that I would send that to WR, but I mean that's just wishful thinking, right? Like I was not part of like the decision makers in WR. I was just a part of it as a wrestler, but I wanted us to do so much more without really thinking. Like it takes a lot of work. It's not just a matter of saying like I want to do this and then it happens.
Yeah.
And you're going through that right now. You're realizing how much work it is, and you're making it happen, which I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So WR had a board of directors. Or what do they call them?
The board.
The board. Yeah.
I'm bored.
But it was BORED.
And there was like 6 or 7 of them. Imagine 6 or 7 people trying to run one promotion, and I could just imagine how chaotic that was. And that's why people stepped down and they took the time.
You know what Ace would tell me back then? He would be like, the problem with WR is that there's too many
chiefs,
too many chiefs,
chefs or whatever.
Chiefs, yeah, too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yep. Or too many chefs and not enough
in
ingredients.
the kitchen.
Yeah,
there
in
you
the
go.
kitchen.
Yeah.
So like right now, and for me right now, it's I'm contacting these venues. I'm locking down dates. I'm getting these contracts set out, signed. Trying to get sponsors, and I'm doing all these things. I'm trying to do different towns and everything, and it's just one motherfucker, me. Yeah. I cannot fall and let someone else take this or do that for me. It's me. I have to delegate. I have to ask people to do certain things for me, but all the information, everything comes up to this one person, and it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of fucking stress. I'm constantly contacting venues. I'm constantly, texting back to people, messaging back, being nice, checking in, how y'all doing, sending memes, just being, friendly and everything.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'm just building.
Do you get inspiration from other coaches or other trainers or other wrestling schools? Like
recently, Deion Sanders with the college football team. He is how he talks to his football players, how he talks about his family, his mom, how he talks about himself, and it just motivates me. And I'm like, as soon as I want to ease off the pedal, and I just hear this guy talk on TikTok or on ESPN, whatever, like short clip, I just right back on it, and I'm like, I start reaching out to like 2 or 3 other venues right away. Okay,
get some work done.
Yeah, like from as far as Mission to Brownsville, and as north as fucking Fafurias. I've been reaching out. So I mean, the goal is high, but slowly I'll reach like a certain like a stepping stone, and I'll keep growing and growing, and eventually I'll reach where I want to reach.
Well, dude, I mean, like we went to your first show, which was at the parking lot right outside the school. And from then until now, we have seen people come and go. We have seen the growth that has happened. I, for one, am very proud of all that. And I know that my family, my sister-in-law and my wife, like they enjoy going to the shows. Like even when I'm out of town, when I'm at work, like these girls go to the shows and they enjoy it. Like they report back to me and they're like, yeah, so this happened and this guy did this guy said that. And they're really loving it. So I could just imagine like the fans. So you're bringing back what I feel that we were bringing to Wrestling Revolution at Cine El Rey. Like we had a core fan base, and I see that being built with New Breed.
Mel, you mentioned how you saw me grow from like 20 or 21, 22. A lot of these fans, they still see me out like, in the streets or wherever I'm at. Not like the streets, but like the mall, the movies,
the
bowling,
streets,
el barrio.
In classy places.
I should have said the streets.
The nicer streets.
He's a gentleman in the streets.
Oh my god, a freak in the sheets. So they saw me grow from this 18-year-old kid with like gym shorts and everything, and wearing regular tennis shoes or whatever high tops I was wearing. They saw the promotion change, and they're seeing the security guards go from security guards to wrestlers, right? Back in the day, and they're seeing it now, and they see like the cogs turning, everything's turning, the machine's gonna go on. A lot of failures. Like what you're seeing is everything in the ring. There's stuff happening behind the scenes too, in the locker rooms and stuff that I have to be back there and like delegate or talk, or not like nothing bad. Like now nothing bad. But at a point there was always something going on, and it was really like, well, what's the issue? What's going on? Like, why are there people like at each other? And if it doesn't make the air, it doesn't make the air. But whether they left or they got kicked out or they quit or I booted them, whatever, now the locker room is peaceful. Now it's friendly, funny. People are cracking jokes. People are bouncing back ideas. They're asking Paul about ideas. They're asking Pete or Miguel or me. Or if I bring on Ricardo, they're asking Ricardo ideas. They're talking to the when I bring in luchadors like Príncipe, Black Cat, whoever, they're talking to them. And then from them, I'm getting ideas for new talent to bring in. And I'm like, okay, so I'll bring him next month, or I'll bring him, obviously I'm booked for a certain time. So when the new year comes along, I can start opening my bookings for these guys that I want to bring in now, because they put word of mouth. This guy's a good guy. Yeah, but how is he backstage? No, he's not like that at all. You sure? Okay, well, I'll bring him on. You know what I'm saying?
So again, I know I've said it before, but again, I'm very proud of the way that you handle certain situations that would have resulted in a different response from you back then. Like you seem very humble. You seem very sure of where you're going.
Oh yeah, and I would say I'm proud of you, but I think that's like a higher standard. I'm happy for you. I'm so fucking happy for you and everything that you've done. In the locker room, I looked up to like you and Ramon's, and some of the vets, whatever. But you're the guys that were doing great. And, there was a point where you guys were doing so many out of town bookings, and I'm like, I want to get to where you're at. So being inspired by you and motivated by you too, and then talking to you now, years later, I'm all like, bro, like you changed my life. If you hadn't put that Craigslist ad, like if you hadn't done that, there's none of this stuff. What would this world be like if you hadn't done that? If there was no Danny Chance every night.
I hadn't thought about that.
What would have happened to WR?
Well, without the Craigslist, we wouldn't have had Ray Knight, Danny Chance. We wouldn't have had Eric Shadows, Downfall. We wouldn't have had Tony Strong, Michael Laudum, Corazón de Dragón. Like there was a lot of guys that came in from, and they thought that I was the owner. They thought I was the trainer or the owner of Wrestling Revolution because I was making this effort. All I wanted was for us to have a roster. Yeah. All I wanted was for us to have a solid roster and have our own shows. And then that started happening. And I think that's why I felt invested, and that's why I felt like as a wrestler, like I have this much power to say, let's do this, let's do that, because I helped bring in all these guys. Granted, I didn't train anybody, but I was along for the ride. Like I brought them in, and I saw everybody come in and grow.
If the board and just in general the board, because I'm pretty sure some were on your side. I unfortunately was not, and I mean that in all honesty. I wasn't on your side, but again, I was a kid. But the amount of passion and effort you were doing, and for them to just squander that to the point where you had to leave, make your own name, become a star, come back, and then raise the quality. Like just bringing your name alone, raise the quality when Ramones was doing his bookings and he came back as the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, raised the quality. Seeing you two guys raise the bar where I was like, okay, we're good. They came and they split us out of the water. I'm like, motherfucker. And then here I am having to step up and just you guys pushed me. So yeah, like thank you because again, if it wasn't for that ad, if there wasn't for that ad, none of this would have happened. Like honest to God, there wouldn't have been any of these motherfuckers around.
From your time that you started to where you are today, what has been the most important thing that you've learned along the ride?
I wish I had learned this sooner, and it kind of sucks that I learned it so late. But to have a small circle.
All of us are nodding. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
you can't see us, but we're all nodding.
I'm 36 years old, Danny, and my circle started shrinking. You know, after a while, like I started protecting my bubble and really having to set boundaries because not everybody's out there to look out for you.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody's out there.
You can give them and give and support, push, motivate, help, get bookings or whatever, like anything you can give and be wholeheartedly to your friends or whatever. For whatever reason, I couldn't fucking possibly know, but for whatever reason, they hurt you, and it took my wife for me to realize, you know, how to cut people out of my life. And
I'm really glad that you're going. You started the school, but you didn't do it alone. You had your wife, you had your brother. Like you said, business bachelor's in business, right?
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing, and now you know what you're doing.
He knows more or less. Hold on now. Hold on.
He knows everything.
I'm giving way too much credit.
He knows. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love my brother. And I love my wife. My wife doesn't know wrestling, so I am there. Ask the trainees. I am there every week.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't show up every week. I have to open the doors or whatever. Like, I'm the one that's fucking there running. I'm the one that has to pay. I'm the one making the checks, writing all that stuff. My brother and my wife, when the rent comes short the total comes up short of the rent, that's when it's like, I turn around, I'm like, this is what happened. This so-and-so and so-and-so. And they're like, well, why not? I'm like, life happens. You know, work, mom needs money. They're struggling financially or college or whatever, and they have to take a break. Mental health is like number one thing. Like I have to be, and this is not a knock. I love my guys. I am there for them. I've been called at midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., waking up from my sleep. What's going on? And they're having bad thoughts or something just happened and they just need to talk. They're out walking and they just need someone to talk to. And I'm the only one that comes to mind. Like I grew to where I have to be that person for them, and I would not change that for the world. I wouldn't trade that. I wouldn't say leave me alone. No, because I'm there for them. You know, I'm there for them. So when it comes down to like why people can't do certain things or why the rent comes short or whatever, I look to my brother and I look to my wife and I say this was going on, and so we have to pay the rent, and we will not change that for the world. We'll do that because we know this is their dreams. They love professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling. They want to do it too. I'm not going to cut them out or whatever, shut down shop because, you know, whatever happens. Like, no, I'm gonna keep the machine going. If it needs gas, we got the money. We'll fill it up. Let's keep going. Next month, it'll be different. Mm-hmm. And it just grows and shrinks. You know, again, some months we simply will quit or whatever. But, you know, thank God right now, recently, we have a good, strong group, and everything's flowing, everything's going up for us, and we're just thanking God for that.
You know, and one thing that I've spoken to other guests and I've spoken to my wife about a lot is that what I'm seeing from the current product locally is that there's individuals who have become the person that they didn't have in their life when they were in this business, when they first started in this business. And that's something like you've become someone that you didn't have someone like you in your when you started off. I didn't have someone like you when we started off. So, and I think that's very important because like that's almost like learning from our own mistakes. Like we learn who we have to be for these individuals, and being a coach is a big responsibility.
It is.
Is there anybody out there that you would like to say anything to? And maybe they could be a wrestler from the past, current wrestler, a trainee, a coach, someone that's been there for you. Like, is there anything that you would like to tell them that you haven't told them before?
That's a hard one.
we're real big on vulnerability on this show.
Cry.
No,
cry.
it's a hard one because I wear my heart on my sleeve. So the people that I want to tell these things to, I've already told them, or I remind them and I tell them all the fucking time how appreciative I am, how grateful I am for them. I don't let the moment pass me by where I can't thank people enough. Like my last text to Daniel Galvan was me thanking him for everything he's done, and it's just a random out of nowhere text, just me thanking him. Any little help that he can do. And it goes through all the guys. Like I just thank them. I always tell them in the back privately, like either after training, before training, just in private. Hey, thank you for fucking stepping up. Thank you for helping me out. Thank you for that badass match. Thank you for helping this. I don't let that moment pass me by, like at all. And it goes to my family, to my wife, to the wrestlers, to the trainees. I just thank them. I thank all of them all the time.
I want to read something to you. Just because I think, like I mentioned before, so cool that you're doing your own thing. A lot of people talk about, like, I'm going to go do this and that. Like Alvaro making plans at Costco. And something that he never,
happened.
It never happened.
It didn't
it's
see
plans,
the light of day.
Yeah.
but he never, took it upon himself to create something.
I never took that step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people talk about, like, they're quick to criticize, like, the person that's doing it, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
And then it's something else to be on the other side of things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read to you. You probably have heard this before. Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena.
Okay.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, but because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds. He who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat.
The Man in the Arena.
That was beautiful.
I have that framed somewhere. My wife gifted that to me when I came back to wrestling, when I spoke with you and you opened up the doors for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I felt like I had this weight on my shoulders, like a lot of pressure. And I was doing something that I didn't think I would be doing, was coming back to wrestling. And she shared that with me. And I think that in your situation, in everything that you've accomplished, everything that you've gone through, the ups, the downs, the side to side, I think it's very fitting that the Man in the Arena was read right now.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's really easy for people to criticize, but it's another thing entirely to go and, like, do it. They say don't take criticism from people who you would not ask for advice from.
Yeah. They say this and they say that. But when you go and just look at what I've done or what I was able to do or accomplish or whatever, and just how it's grown, it's like there's a reason why this is growing and something has stayed stale or
Stagnant.
Thank you. Stagnant. That's the right word. And it's not a knock, but it's just y'all do you. I'm gonna do me, and whatever. Like the future is a mystery. We're gonna go into it headstrong, nose on the fucking grindstone or on the dirt, and I'm gonna just keep fucking clawing and getting my way where I need to be. It doesn't fucking matter anymore because I got to a point where I don't care anymore about what people think or say or how they feel. I'm my own man. I fucking deserve this. My wife busted her ass for this. My brother busted his ass for this. And I had the right people believing in me, So I'm going to just fucking go for it. If I take it all, I take it all. If I fall on my back, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's going to be on you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you fucking tried it. At
Exactly.
the end of the day, like, you had the balls to
como
try
te
it.
digo, like I was writing out these plans. Did I do anything with it? No. I had this mindset and this goal that I wanted to open up a school. Did I ever do it? No. You came along and you did what you wanted to do. Like you set your mind on something and you fucking did it. Mm-hmm. So if anybody in this room is the man in the arena, it's you, brother. It's you.
I want to see. We're ready for the toast.
Now we're ready for the toast.
A toast to Wrestling Revolution. A toast to New Breed Wrestling. A toast to Bandana Joe. A toast to Alvaro Riojas. A toast to Danny Ramones. A toast to Cherry Popper. A toast to the New Breed guys. I fucking hate you, but I fucking love you. A toast to my wife. I love her to death. And thank you for everything. Thank you for the support. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you to Daniel Galvan, James Blackheart. I mean, fucking all the guys there. I mean, I'm not gonna name everybody, so don't get hurt. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for letting me be your coach and your trainer and your big fucking brother, even though to some of you guys I'm younger. You look up to me, but I also look up to you guys because you guys motivate me and you keep me positive. I do this for you guys. I don't get fucking paid to do this because I love you guys. So cheers to all you guys, everyone.
Cheers.
Here. Cheers to Danny Chance. Salud.
Salud. Give us a little something.
Yeah, you know what? Do a commercial for New Breed School of Wrestling.
Yes.
Both of you together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You could, and it can be a few tries. Don't overthink it.
No, it's going to be a one-take Jake.
Just kidding.
Want to learn how to body slam your boss? Want to pile drive that manager who makes you work extra hours? Join New Breed School of Wrestling.
Where we train men, women, and kids to beat up other kids.
So if you want to come over and learn the trade, feel free.
And pay the rent. Pay the rent.
It's not free.
It's not free.
Feel free, but don't show up for free.
Feel free to show up and pay.
Yeah. You made me so nervous doing that.
Right on the spot.
That was great.
That
Right
made
on
me
the
shy.
There you go. What a way to end it.